Okay, I made it to SEMA, and Mr. Dahm, so did he, in multiple levels. You didn't just physically make it here.
Yes.
You also made it with your baby, which, what year was it?
2016,
was
when
it
we
16?
did this. Yes.
Okay, because 16, he showed up saying, look, I got this four-rotor.
Concept.
Nobody
cared about the
Nobody cared about the concept.
That's what it looked like over there.
Yeah, I know. It was just the body, essentially, with a block, right?
Right.
The block and the turbo.
It was the idea to prove that we could do all-wheel drive.
Okay. Well, you did, which is sweet. The transmission looks so gnarly in person. It looks amazing. So it's been, oh my God, you've been just on the clock, right?
Yeah, I was up for, and this isn't an exaggeration, 75 hours before I made it to SEMA. The video that you see where all four tires are spinning, that was 5 minutes before the transport showed up late.
Oh my God.
And the transport drove straight from LA straight to here.
Oh
my
gosh.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was fair back in the day, because when you brought the concept, a lot of people were like, but it's not done yet. It's like, well, yeah, obviously. Yeah. Because, I mean, what you're trying to do is, one, very expensive and out of most people's reach, and also just time consuming with R&D. It's basically doing R&D as a company all by yourself.
On YouTube videos.
On YouTube videos, and just figuring things out. And I think seeing the flame finally come out of the car was like the most satisfying thing on the planet.
I teared up when
you
when
should
I
have. If you did it, I'd be concerned.
That's what's funny, because I went and walked outside to take a breather, and then there was the trailer. So no time to waste.
I love how it's still the same color though. Like, it's still like the same essence of what your idea was. I feel like a lot of people in our space change their mind at the last second, and then they're up 60 hours because of something cosmetic or something along those lines, when they could have just brought it here and it would have been acceptable. Right?
And I mean, you know this more than most. The visuals to me are second. Number one is function.
Even though it still looks great.
It still looks great.
Because you have molded wide body on it?
Molded.
Okay. When it came to the suspension, I remember it's similar to the Unicorns, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So distance is like the length of the upper control arm, lower control arm height. That's all Unicorn.
Would you mind showing me around the car?
Yep, please.
Let's do it. All right, so show me what the most difficult thing on the car is to build.
The most difficult part of this build is this guy. My obsession with not compromising. I did not want to compromise one bit. So there were people that are saying, like, for example, I have a tube that's going to come up here, simple enough for the stock headlights. I wanted the stock pop-up headlights.
Yeah, absolutely.
And another thing is that they wanted to make this all one fiberglass shell. Like a race car.
Like to take off the whole front and all that.
This is not a race car. This is still a street car, and I will not give that up, even though it is a race car.
You're being stubborn. Yeah. You know down in your heart it's a race car, but at the same time, you still have the essence of a street car.
Exactly. And so, for example, when the chassis was first built, you can see down here, the chassis is supposed to be 4 inches high, and they built it to 6.5.
Okay.
And so that was one of those things where, no, we need it lower, because it's supposed to be low.
Right.
And so that was a very difficult issue, was getting a radiator and intercooler to fit with this now difficult situation.
Right, and also I love the Dahm engraved arms right here.
It's crazy, I didn't do that. The shop that was doing my CNC work, they got my logo, and then they put that in there themselves. So
that's great.
Yeah, so it's amazing, but I didn't plan that. So I would definitely say the all-wheel drive system was the funnest challenge. Because fitting a diff around a rotary engine is a lot more difficult.
Right here, right?
Right here. So that diff is out of a BMW E36.
Is it out of the E36?
Yeah, and so the series, so that's a Z3M.
Okay, got it.
And the issue is that I bought the wrong one. Originally, I bought an E36, but it was a 166 mil, and then they're normally 180.
They're really close, right? Yeah.
So, but it was wrong.
Okay.
So this is a Z3M, and it's not upside down, but it is. You know, like if it was pointed this way, it's pointed this way.
Okay, so the turbocharger, is it the same one as the last time it was here?
No.
Okay, I thought it was way different. Yeah. Is it a Gen 2 GTX essentially?
Gen 2 GTX, 106 mil, and then the best part about it, the smallest exhaust housing possible.
Instead of trying to spool up a Caterpillar turbo.
This is going to be the rowdiest 1,000 horsepower to the wheels.
Oh, I'm so stoked. So I think a big thing that is overlooked is your manifold and everything else is so beautiful.
Yes.
And I love how it just open dump essentially.
Yeah, so you can tell right now the challenge is going to be getting the titanium exhaust through the car.
Okay.
We're scrapping that idea completely.
Just coming out the side?
No, we're not. I refuse to do it the side other than for power. But right here, we're going to uncap this, and this stock body part, now that we have a tube chassis to back it up, is hollow.
Oh.
So we're going to go through
the physical
like a Viper or something like that. Yeah. And so we're going to have it go through there,
Okay.
And this is stainless, but so part of the downpipe will be stainless, but all the rest of it's titanium.
I love how you stole the factory steering wheel.
Yeah. People are like, you need to get rid of that ugly steering wheel. No, that's the stock
yeah, it's kind of neat. And so is this the dreaded UPS clutch?
So this is the second one that we got, and so I was like, why not put that on display because it was so infamous?
Because of the stress.
Yes, I'm like, I earned this. And so this one, the difference between this one and the one I have is that mine's lightened considerably, and you can hear it when you start that car.
Oh, just roughing up, yeah.
So I love it.
So explain to me the trans right here with the bell housing and whatever you could call it.
This whole, like, I almost think it's like a halo.
Like down here?
Yeah, like you see this, and then you see the steel bell housing.
Oh, I see it. Okay, way deep in there, this little piece of chrome. Yeah, you can see it. Okay, great.
So this whole thing is like one massive halo weapon, like a huge bazooka.
Yeah, you know, and it just goes all the way through the cabin, essentially.
The whole car's built around that.
Oh, yeah, that's smart. Yeah. That way you don't, it's not like you're cutting a transit, having to lift it, all that crap.
I built the car around that whole system. So that is a RD6 6-speed sequential. So really, just putting it into gear,
clack, 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 yeah.
Oh my God, and the first time I got to shift it was 48 hours ago.
So essentially it's probably clutch the first gear, and then everything else is ready to go. Dog box.
And I wanted to have a hydro brake, but really right now that's the only brakes I have on the car.
Is that basically like you could use it as a staging brake, I guess, at the best. Yeah.
So right now it's rear wheels. On Ken Block's Unicorn, they do have a hydro brake. Yeah. But he has it where it decouples the rear wheels. So what happens is when he pulls that, it becomes front wheel drive only, and the rears are locked, so he can drift it very easily. Yeah. Well, I shouldn't say very easily.
I know what you mean. Yeah. But I mean, I think the coolest point of view or POV is the back too, because you can just see inside the roll cage, the bell housing, the diffs all working. Like,
so something really important is that a lot of people are upset that I was building all-wheel drive. That is rear-wheel drive by default. Like if you don't plug anything in, it's mechanically rear-wheel drive. Okay. And then as you add hydraulic pressure to that center diff, it becomes it's like a clutch inside there. It becomes all-wheel drive, up from 0 to 50%. Okay. And it's gonna be real time, so I can engage it as I go, or I can pull it as I want. So
it's a lot like how with the R35, how it kind of turns into rear-wheel drive for a second, or vice versa.
So it comes from, it is from an R33.
Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah. Tell me how you had these, like, you had to have these almost aha moments when you're researching, what clutches do I use, what diffs do I use, you know, all this, and finally when it just snapped together, you had to be like, yes.
So some of the challenges I had were ones that were like, I researched it and then found somebody that had done it.
Right.
And then asked them, I reached out to them.
But I feel like you're going through separate projects of different cars where people have figured out different things, and then you're trying to take this plethora, like branching off a tree, and then trying to put all these branches into one trunk. You know what I mean?
Perfect example is the rear any of the carbon fiber drive shaft.
Okay.
So the amount of knowledge that people have about how to make that alone work is like a lifetime of information. Yeah. And so because there is no precedent to this car, I had to learn how it worked to then be able to make something, what would we consider simple.
Right.
And you know, normally you go and buy upgraded axles for an RX-7.
But everything is simple when you already know it. You know what I mean? But you don't know it, and you're learning the entire time. And so is this essentially like, forgive me if I'm wrong, but like push rod suspension essentially?
Essentially,
yeah. That's so cool, man. Yeah. All the CNC work, all of that.
I'm so happy because, like, for example, something as simple as this, I built these. These aren't even from the Unicorn.
Oh, really?
And what happened is, I built them, these are 295s. I built them to be 335s. Okay. And for this wheel to be smaller at 17 inch, this is 19. Okay. So what I did was, in my CAD, I built the car so that once it like hit a ramp, you know, so say the tire's fully extended, I made sure that the rim covered right there.
Oh, I see.
So that notch was built before.
So it has a proper clearance.
Proper clearance. So
that's fantastic.
Isn't that crazy? Like that was a limitation that you wouldn't have found until you started driving the car.
Oh, of course, yeah. But dude, congratulations! So much, it's awesome.
I'm glad I can show you this. That you know the video you made years ago. Actually, the car came to life.
I know. I need to like show a clip of the old video, because you're like, I'm so ambitious with this project, and then it's like, if only you could cut like just straighten out of you like crying in a corner, and then like the happiness. It's like an emotional roller coaster.
It was. It had to have been. And you know, taking it on myself with my team,
of course,
to build it has been one of the most rewarding.
But so I was gonna say satisfying, but rewarding. Yes. But Mr. Dahm, congratulations, so much, and you get to show it off to everybody.
That's right.
Thank you so much, guys.